Steph, what time did you get up this morning? At like 11 PM last night, and you were like, "Morning," to get all this shit done.
5:15.
That's very early. That's so early. 5:15. I was still having tea with Tupac in my dream.
Hey, Screen Mates, I'm Nick.
I'm Steph.
And I'm Miles.
And this is Chris, the screenplay fish, aka Salmon Rushdie, named by Farley Kwok van der Geysen, who arguably has a more interesting name than Salmon Rushdie.
Salmon Rushdie.
No, salmon.
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 I couldn't even mess that. I couldn't even ruin that name that's already very difficult to say.
Salmon is a strange name because it has an L in it, and that's very confusing.
It's like people who say sword.
Or knick.
Wait. Who the fuck says sword?
I've heard some people say it.
Name what? Oh, you gave me eyes there. Like, don't you dare highlight the fact that I am lying to everybody right now. Who says sword?
Name and shame.
Freaks. The same people who say cool whip.
Yeah.
Today we're not talking about swords. Today we are talking about loot boxes and the really pissy reaction that the ESRB in America have taken to try to stop the loot box drama. Now, a little background for what's been happening. Obviously, you are watching this show because you love video games. That also means you've probably bought a loot box and you know how terrible they are. The discussion has been quite intense over the last 12 months or so, and it really reached fever pitch last year when the bullshit Battlefront game came out with some pretty terrible microtransaction loot box things in it. And then suddenly the governments of the world started going, hang on a second, loot boxes, this seems like something maybe we should get involved in. And everyone's like, do not get the government involved in the video games. So the ESRB, which is like the ratings board in America, were like, well, we need to do something. Because previously, their stance so far has been the same thing you do when a bear is around. They've stood very still, not said a word, and just pissed themselves until the bear gets so awkward, it just backs away. In this case, the bear is the government, and the ESRB are the piss-soaked fool standing in the middle of the forest. So,
Graphic.
oh, I know. Really took us on a journey there. So, what has happened now is they have come out with a ruling saying we fixed it all. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to put a sticker on every video game that contains any sort of additional transaction.
Right.
So, any loot box, any fake currency that you buy, any expansion pass that you buy within the there's a little sticker on the front or the back or the side, or I'm sure it'll be very small and out of the way.
Who buys physical games anymore?
Well, lots of people in Iowa.
Right.
Not good innocent in Iowa, Steph, you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the, yeah, I don't know how this applies to digital purchases as well, like how that comes across.
a big red disclaimer at the top of the purchase page being like, this game contains in-game
You still
purchases.
get that with Steam. So when you go onto a game's Steam homepage, there's the little disclaimer about, you know, violence and sex and violent sex and sexy violence and all the other things that are in all the good games. All the good stuff. And that will now include the words in-app purchases, just like every other app
the App Store
ever bought in your entire life.
And that's the thing. That it's like, this is, I mean, this is, I think this is worse than standing in the forest pissing yourself. Because this is the appearance of doing something. Without doing anything. Like, I don't think this helps at all. This is just to get the senators who are going, hang on a second, maybe we should start implementing laws saying that you can't put this shit in video games and, like, start saying you can do this and you can't do this. This is them going, oh, we're doing just enough to make sure that the senators don't look, but we're not actually helping anybody, because there is a massive difference between a loot box and an expansion pass that is like additional story content that you don't need to play if you don't want, that is 100% the thing that you buy, you will get that whole thing. There is a total difference there, but according to this, most likely there will not be anything that indicates that those two things are separate.
This says to me that, like most government reactions, it's about this idea that games are still something for kids and they want to protect their children.
Oh my God, you're so right.
And they're allowing parents to make informed decisions about the games that they buy for their children.
One of the articles we read about this was like, there's a little segment in there that parents want simple information. They don't want to be overloaded by too much info.
Right.
Like, but you need this information. This is really, really important. This isn't like getting a bottle of bleach and it just says, don't drink. Like, that's like the basic information. Like, there is so much more to this than like there are in-app purchases. Like the difference between a DLC and the difference between like, not like let's say EA's Battlefront 2, that is essentially gambling.
Yeah.
You are literally gambling with real money for the hopeful outcome of a super duper level 3 blaster or a Han Solo with a fucking beard. that's the corruption of a child right there, as opposed to like Overwatch where you might get a cool skin.
No, don't you fucking let Overwatch off the hook here, because it's exactly the same. I don't care.
No,
You've got Big Blizzard has you by the short and curlies, my friend. No, Overwatch is exactly the same, where it's, I am putting down money to buy something and I do not know 100% the thing that I'm going to get. That's fucked. That's fucked. That's piss yourself in a bare wood fucked.
Okay, to a degree, but it doesn't offer a dramatic change to the gameplay experience.
But I don't think that that's the important thing. Like, to me, it's not about whether or not, oh, I'm better than you at the game because I paid more. It's that I want that Pharah skin.
Bad.
I paid $30. I did not get that Pharah skin. Like, that Pharah skin should cost me $6, and I should just be able to buy it because that's the thing that I want. Like, there's no problem with the fact that cosmetics cost extra because you don't need to have them, and that's fine. But the fact that I could sink a bunch of money and not get the thing that I want? What if I only fucking gambling?
But
and so the fact that these stickers are not, like, this sticker is just going like, oh, like, this game contains gambling, as opposed to going, hey, fucking video game developers, you're not allowed to do this anymore.
Would you consider a system similar to Hearthstone, where if you don't get the Pharah skin, you can dissolve all the shit that you get in that box and build a Pharah skin?
Or you can kind
That's
of
still better.
do
You
that.
get credits, and you can dissolve the things that you have duplicates of, but you can't
you can buy it out
do
and
what
out.
she's saying.
Yeah,
like,
but there's an in-game currency, the Overwatch dollars or whatever they are.
Yeah.
And you can just buy it for like 3,000 coins.
Yeah, but you
getting those
can't.
3,000 coins is
You can't buy that currency, and you can't go. Okay, I only play Pharah, so I'm going to disenchant all the other skins, which is what Hearthstone is. It's like, I only want to play a Paladin deck. I'm going to disenchant every
Everything
other
else,
card. Yeah.
yeah.
So that would still be better, but I would just prefer the good system, which is let me pay real human money for the things that I want, and then no fucking fake bullshit currency, no loot box situation. It's just, this is, but back to your point. Back to your point about this being like kids bullshit.
Yeah.
They've put out a website, so the ESRB have also gone, we're going to put out this website saying the parental information of like, hey, here's what you need to learn. And you're so right that again, it's like, it's not about kids. If you're a parent and a child has access to a video game where they can buy something, that child will not have a credit card. You have the credit card. That means you own the account. You put the parental locks on it so that they can't buy something. This is about self-control for people who are 40, who, like, that's like, that you go, okay, cool, instead of, I have like, you know, X amount of disposable income, but also I've now racked up $400 worth of credit card debt buying bullshit in bullshit video game. And I haven't told my partner, and my kids don't know about this because I have no fucking self-control because I want a Pharah skin. That's the people who are being affected. It's not. So
what is the answer then? Legislating against the inclusion of that kind of loot box in a game?
Well, see, that's the tricky thing, right? Like, I'm not sure if I think that the government should get involved because that's a very sticky situation where the government starts going.
Once they get their sticky fingers in there.
They've got such sticky fingers, Steph. That's the thing we do.
This comes down now to game developers not being so greedy. It's greed.
I mean, it is greed. So
don't get me wrong. I want Blizzard, Activision, and you know all these companies to make games. I'm specific there to make as much money as possible so that they can make even better games with better graphics and more Pharah skins. I want that, but at the same time, I don't want this to come at the cost of like my non-existent child's like moral fiber, where he's a bloody gambling addict and he's there just plunking away at the loot boxes and he's like, Daddy, I need more shillings for more skins. And I'm like, what do you mean? What happened to the shillings I gave you? And he's like, oh, I didn't get the skins I wanted, I just got loads of sprees. And I'm like, get into the garden, boy.
Where do you think you live?
I don't know, I just lost myself there completely.
So
the Dickensian nightmare.
I love
of loot
we're
boxes.
talking about your non-existent child, but as Nick said, this is your problem.
This is your problem. It's your income.
I didn't do
being
this.
used. So
you want those Pharah skins. Admit it! Admit it!
Give me all of them. I want that bloody one where
Sorry,
she looks
Chris.
like Anubis.
So the Patricia Vance, the president of the ESRB, came out and said, we feel like this is an effective response. We were unable to find any evidence that children were specifically impacted by loot boxes or that they were leading them towards some tendency to gambling. We truly don't know of any evidence supporting these claims. We continue to believe loot boxes are a fun way to acquire virtual items, most of them cosmetic. They're always optional.
Fun.
Like, the fucking regulatory body is spinning loot boxes as like, this is fun. Like, look at the glittery colors. And it's like, if you guys could just take your fucking dicks out of our wallet for a second and just start thinking about the fact that this is not a sustainable practice for you to do, that I don't have infinite money and infinite time to buy all these loot boxes in all these games. Either make it a paid subscription service that's like, I get everything and it's like $10 a month.
Like Amazon Prime.
Let me just buy the skin that I want and I don't have to worry about like a chance getting it. Or at the very least, the ESRB could go, okay, we want all you publishers to disclose the chances of getting the thing that you want in this loot box.
No, they do that sometimes, but they are doing the
You know,
absolute bare minimum.
Like on poker machines, they say you or like a lottery ticket.
You have like a 1 in the 0 chance.
But they're never going to be that transparent. And if they are that transparent, it's not going to make a difference. You know, this is just like 1938 when Hitler invaded the Sudetenland, going against the Treaty of Versailles, and everyone was like, "This is terrible." What did they do? They wrote him a bloody letter saying, "Stop being such a naughty boy." That's not enough.
Oh my God. You did not have me until naughty letter, and then you're so right. This is just a fucking naughty letter to Hitler. Fuck you, ESRB. You've done nothing, and you suck. And we're probably going to go into World War III because of this. But now it's time for you guys to have your screenSAY. Our first screenSAY comes in from @NagaSagaVGC, who says, as someone who has no impulse control, having the warning sticker might help me avoid those games. However, limiting the amount of dollars that can be spent per month, similar to what Nintendo have done on a few of their mobile apps, would help too. So there's like a limit. You can only spend $30 a month on Overwatch, and then after that, the game doesn't let you spend anymore.
I don't know if I like that either.
Because it's like, maybe if it was something that you...
Don't tell me how I should spend my money.
Because I want that fucking Ferris skin.
But also, to his point about it might make me change the choice of games I buy if you see that stick on the front. It's going to be every single game.
Welcome to not playing any games anymore, because all of them contain this bullshit. @ObliviousGeek says, does it stop kids from buying games or movies they shouldn't? No, so I expect the same result here. XZan445 says, the stickers will do nothing! I feel as a whole, the gaming industry needs to reevaluate loot boxes. Also, if you can pay real money to get it, you should be able to unlock it via gameplay or an in-game vendor for game currency. And then finally, @MrMustacheman8 says, if it's an EA game, I bet you have to pay for that sticker. It's just like, you know, not at all helpful, but such a good burn. It's just such a good burn.
The EA burns are not getting old.
I know, they're so good, aren't they? I feel bad for their PR team, but
at the same time, fuck you guys and fuck the ESRB. We're done, thank you very much for watching, but we've got more videos right here for you to watch. This one is,
pretty cool.
That's what it is, it's pretty cool. What do you think about this one down here, Steph?
That one's great too!
Yeah, what's that? They're all good.
Also subscribe. Now.